Welcome to Stuff Facts Explained. If it's your first time here, I request you to subscribe to this channel. Also, watch the different videos that we have done on various topics. You like the videos, share, and also leave a comment on your thoughts about the various topics that you have done. In our today's video, we'll be talking about the port of Djibouti. The port of Djibouti, there have been a tussle with DP World, the company that was given a concession to run the port, to build, operate, and also the port for 30 years. So when you look at the country called Djibouti, this is a small country which is located in the Horn of Africa. It borders Somalia to the southeast, Ethiopia to the west and southwest. We have Eritrea in the north, the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden to the east. Djibouti is a ethnic nation with a population of less than 1 million, precisely 920,000 people. It has an area of 23,200 kilometers squared, and the two languages that are recognized as official, we have French and Arabic. Remember, Djibouti was a colony of France. Then we have Afar and Somali as being recognized as the national languages in this country. Djibouti is near some of the world's busiest shipping lanes, controlling access to the Red Sea and Indian Ocean. It is strategically located as at the crossroads of one of the busiest shipping routes in the world. It links Europe, Far East, Horn of Africa, and Persian Gulf. Its port serves as the principal maritime outlet for imports to and exports from neighboring Ethiopia, Ethiopia being a landlocked country. An estimated 2,500 ships pass through and call through the port every day. It serves as the key refueling and transshipment center. The country is also a site of various foreign military bases. It has a strategic location on the Gulf of Aden, making it an important military outpost for 5 military bases of the great powers. And this earns the country a whopping $125 million every year in rents from the US, from China, France, Japan, and Italy combined. Djibouti is on the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb, on the northeast edge of Africa. This is where 30% of the world's shipping lines pass through. A checkpoint on its way to Suez Canal and Red Sea. Okay, the other 5 critical strait in the world, apart from Bab el-Mandeb, we have Suez Canal, we have Panama, Gibraltar, and Malacca. For almost 2 decades, Djibouti has tried to capitalize on its strength and location to become a hub of international trade and logistics. The economy of Djibouti relies heavily on the strategic location of its ports, since about a third of its all daily shipping in the world passes through the northeast edge of Africa. Djibouti Container Terminal is among the most productive in Africa. More than 1 million containers pass through the 6 port terminals of Djibouti every year. Going back to the contract between Djibouti and Dubai Ports Authority and the conflict that have ensued over time, Djibouti entered into an agreement with Dubai Ports Authority, which later came to be known as DP World. And this agreement was to build a new port facilities at Dolare. Djibouti Ports and Free Zone Authority, DPFZA, on behalf of the government of Djibouti, entered into negotiations where the two parties agreed that DP World would construct and manage a proposed new terminal. The agreement concluded that a new joint venture company called Dorare Container Terminal SA would be created and would be jointly owned by Djibouti Ports Authority SA, which was to have 66.66%, DP World, which was to have a shareholding of 33.34%. When you look at this agreement or this shareholders portfolio profile, you'll see that despite DP World owning a minority shares, it was to have a right to appoint the majority of board and also have effective control over the special purpose vehicle Dorale Container Terminal SA. And in 2006, a law was enacted by Parliament of Djibouti establishing the company. Same year, the government entered into a concession agreement with DP World, where the company was given an exclusive right to develop, construct, manage and operate a new terminal at Dorare. In December 2006, the Parliament enacted a law ratifying the concession agreement and giving its force of statutory law. The construction of the terminal was completed swiftly and it was opened in December 2008. But right from the commencement of the operations, relations between the two sides became fractious, with officials in Djibouti campaigning to renegotiate the terms of the deal. Remember, this is what in another video that we have done, Banana Pot, there was feeling that the contract that was first initially signed between DP World and the government of DRC, it was not favorable to DRC. So when the new government came to power led by Tshisekedi, they moved ahead and renegotiated. So the same thing happened in Djibouti, where a new government came into power, and they felt that the contract that was signed between DP World and Djibouti was not on equal terms. So in 2012, Djibouti accused the global ports operator of paying bribes to secure the deal. This the same thing that we have seen later happening in DRC, where whistleblowers have pointed out some cases of corruption that led to formation of the company that was to implement the project. So DP World was accused of paying bribes to secure the deal and launched an arbitration case in London after an out-of-court negotiation fell apart. So problems started early, but they became prominent in 2012 when an out-of-court negotiations did not succeed. So Djibouti decided to move to the arbitration court in London. In 2013, Djibouti sold 23.5% of its 66.66 stake in the Dorare terminal. This was sold to China Merchants Port Holdings CMP. This is a Hong Kong-based subsidiary of the state-owned conglomerate China Merchants Group. This was a move that didn't sit well with Dubai, DP World, which still owned the 33.34% of the terminal. Djiboutian officials claim the concession agreement contravenes state sovereignty. And national interests of Djibouti were not taken into consideration when giving out this agreement. And it also makes DP World the key authority in a geostrategic corridor. Even though Djibouti held the majority of the equity on the port, DP World, they say, held a majority of the voting rights of the board of directors. Djibouti also argued that DP World was conducting a game plan that protected its own Jebel Ali port and also preventing Djibouti from developing into a fully fledged and versatile shipping hub. DP World involvement in other ports along the sea It is involved in Berbera in Somaliland. It's also involved in Jeddah to a great extent, and some extent other ports in that side of Africa. This meant that it was developing competitors to Doralei Terminal. The concession also gave DP World the rights to develop new ports, which is why China's construction of the Doralei multi-purpose port that opened in mid-2017 escalated the situation further. Following a heated discussion between the two parties, Djibouti on February 22, 2018 terminated the contract with DP World through a presidential decree and expropriated all assets at the port. In September, it nationalized the state port of company stake in Doralei, effectively taking Doralei out of commercial hands and undermining the Dubai Shipping Company's future in the Horn of Africa. Djibouti accused the DP World of deliberately underusing the facilities in favor of other terminals along the Red Sea. Remember, we said that it has an interest in Jeddah port in Saudi Arabia. It also had an interest in Berbera port in Somaliland. So Djibouti felt that it was underusing the facilities in favor of other terminals which were along the Red Sea. According to Abubakar Omar Hadi, chairman of Djibouti Ports and Free Zone Authority, DP World wanted to control the whole sea transport from Singapore to the Suez Canal, and it also operated Jeddah port in Saudi Arabia and Berbera in Somaliland. The bone of contention was Djibouti's intention to start the first phase of $3.5 billion free trade zone, in which China Merchants Group and Dalian Port had a stake. This development, according to DP World, violated its 30-year exclusive concession. The Dubai company had vigorously contested Djibouti's version of events, pointing to a ruling by the London Court of International Arbitration, though this was dismissed by Djibouti that DP World's contract cannot be revoked. DP World has vowed to take every action to protect the rights of our shareholders. They termed the action by Djibouti would discourage investors who are willing to invest in Africa as a whole, as anyone that builds a port or any other infrastructure project and goes to borrow money, the banks will ask for more interest because the possibility of a takeover by the government becomes real. So that's in a nutshell the dispute between these two parties, DP World and Djibouti government, concerning the construction and control of a port in Djibouti. So we'll be doing another video on follow-up on how this case has played out and the effect it has on transport and shipping sectors in this region. So thank you for watching these videos. I encourage you to watch more videos that you have done on this channel. Also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Like the videos, leave a comment on your thoughts about the various topics that you have tackled. So thank you.